Peace, y'all. Welcome back to Tell the Truth. My name is The Yard. You already know what it is.
I'm fasting 2 times.
2 times, man. I probably didn't say it the last episode because I was so tired and sleepy, but it's 2 times. And if I said the last episode, you already know what it is again. So we're just going to be real on that one. All right, man. You know, this one right here, once again, we still got to tell the truth on this. We're going to talk about this little electoral vote that just happened recently. Yeah, you still lost, buddy. Like, for real. I told you, I know a couple of homies that got a moving truck, man. You know what I'm saying? They'll come and help you out, you know what I'm saying, for the right price. I swear to God, man. Like, yo, just take that L,
Get them
man.
out of there?
Yeah, man. Take that L and move on.
That was very embarrassing, very unprofessional, very distasteful, and just it's very sad for them to allow one person, one man, to create that type of behavior.
Yes.
And everybody seen it, saw it, heard it, from kids all the way up to elderly. And I think it was sickening. I think it was sad. 4 people died, and I think that was very sad.
Yeah, that part. Yeah.
Period. Like, what is going on?
Because we're going to just be honest. We ain't talking about Trump. We're talking about the whole situation.
The whole situation.
Like, come on, man. Wait a minute. First off, you know, police. Like, what happened? Like, did you get mixed up with some of y'all? They was your cousins or something? Like, you went to school with some of them people that y'all let just ramsack y'all and go straight in that building like that? I mean, what's going on? Because usually when it happens, something like that happens in the Capitol, man, that is showing the world that our nation is weak. Like, you stormed the Capitol.
They really stormed the Capitol.
Yeah.
Like, they really did. Like, they had people barricaded.
In the Capitol.
In the Capitol.
You know, a place where it's supposed to have one of the top securities.
Oh, my goodness.
In the world, Craig.
In the world, Craig.
In the world, Craig.
Because I've been seeing all the memes, but this my thing. From all the way on back to, we can take it all the way back to Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, John F. Kennedy, any of the people that have been assassinated, and they have numerous goons and security and top flight, and as the times have progressed and things have got different, technology and things are very different in the way that, like you said, there's no way that them people should have been able to storm, not even 20 people should have been able to storm that Capitol, not even 10.
Not even one.
Not even one, exactly my point. Not even one.
The dude that went on Pelosi's desk, kicked his feet up. What made you take a picture and post it, man? Like, come on. What was you really thinking
because
about? Let me would have did that with my feet kicked up. You'd have seen the bottom of my Nike sitting up there on top of somebody's desk. Like, come on, man. Like, first off, that just would have been a personal thing. I would have told nobody, hey, man,
right.
Don't pop out your camera, man. You know, that's automatic grounds for dismissal. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't pull out your camera. You know what I'm saying? I just want to have this in my mind and in your mind.
Right.
Like, we can share this story with others. You know, we're going to treat it like an all-time old story. Hey, I remember once upon a time, we went in the Capitol and I kicked my feet up on Nancy Pelosi's desk. Not post it. That's how you get
But that's the
caught.
world now. The world of social media. The world doesn't care about what is on social media. Everybody knows Facebook, Instagram, any social media is a police. That's how police are able to pull it up like, oh, there he goes, circle around, he's associated with the gang. He be with him, so they be with him. So that's how anything get back to the soil of the whole story.
Exactly.
That's how it get back to the root of the whole situation.
It's not.
Social media and posting everything and always recording everything is, like you just said, is not always to be posted. It's not what always to be shared between others. You know, sometimes only your eyes should have seen it.
Exactly.
So that's it. Only your eyes and Jesus. Okay?
Yeah. And you know what I'm saying? Like, well, all right, so when we had a protest, around the world, you know, with George Floyd.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And everybody that passed away within
Breonna
that time.
Taylor.
Yeah, Breonna Taylor. You got to think about what kind of security we have seen versus what we saw on
They
Capitol.
enforced that security very heavily out here on the
We
streets.
wasn't nowhere near our Capitol.
Nowhere.
And the last time I seen that, I ain't even seen that many police when a police officer died on the scene. You know, I ain't even see that many, but they were sitting there ready though. They was ready to go. But I know one thing though, when it came down to the whole situation of that kind of group of people that are willing to storm in a place. You knew that was going in. They was climbing walls.
That was sick.
Yeah, think about it. They're climbing walls, and then they're just forcing themselves up in there. Now, where was the 10 or 15, or I'm going to say 20 police officers, security guards, wherever you want to call them, where are they at the door? Because obviously, these people had a VIP ticket. They let them in, everything. It was nothing but a daytime club thing going on, just people that got killed. Because when you look at it, to me personally, I mean, if you can't compare it to a nightclub.
Crazy.
I mean, it was just done during the day, but it was a different type of atmosphere, and there were police there, and people died. Boom.
I just think it's just all bad.
Because everybody went in there, man, they was up there with their phones, walking around,
They knew it was going to be, them people, everybody that was up there knew it was police, heavy security, top of the line security.
They did.
They knew it was every officer on duty, every whatever CIA agent, however every Fed agent, every dog.
Yeah, man.
they was
there.
Yes. They been 10-4 ready to go, ready to suit up and arm like they did. And then like for y'all to have those people in there scared for their life and y'all regular civilians.
Yes.
These regular everyday Americans that we walk by and live by, just that wasn't in our city. Because we do got some in our city.
But let's get this out the way. The place where they were storming, to me personally, the congressmen and stuff like that, I don't know exactly what you guys do behind those walls or behind your desk. But there are so many people here suffering, man. I don't even think you guys have a clear conscience of what's really going on. If you do have a clear conscience, you definitely don't have a heart to even care about what's going on out here in America.
And if you really, really do tap in.
Yes.
Because
we want to know.
It is sick.
That's basic.
It's sick. People are struggling. It's people dying. People are struggling. People are losing their mind mentally, physically. Financial, anything that you could think of, any emotion that you could think of when it's like, this remind me of, from me learning in school about the Great Depression.
Yeah.
This is what it is. And it's like, if some people are in touch with the Bible, it's like, it make you feel like the world is coming to an end.
It does feel like that.
What's really going on around the world, period. That's exactly how it is in the Bible.
Yeah.
Like, this is sickening, and like you said, if you ain't opening your eyes and paying attention to yourself and your surroundings and your family, it's gonna swallow you up.
It is. It's gonna swallow you up.
You can't worry about the world because you can't run the world. As you see, we had a whole president that couldn't even do anything for the world, for the America, for the United States. It's ridiculous.
I mean,
ridiculous.
He still gave us $1,200 though.
Put it on hold.
You got to think about it.
Did he put it on hold?
Yeah, but you do got to think about it though. Like,
crazy.
He at least gave us a stimulus. You know what I'm saying?
He did.
And these people nowadays, like I said, I don't know what you guys do behind those walls or behind your desk. But for you to sit up there and say, instead of giving them 12, we're going to give them 6. I don't know, but I'm going to say it just like this. I think 90% of America's rent is well over $600. 90% of Americans that go to the store, even for a family of 4, and I'm talking mom, dad, brother, sister, that's it. Them groceries gonna come up more than $600. So basically what you could have did was just give everybody a huge food voucher at Walmart or Aldi's or something like that. Hy-Vee, Kroger, Baker's. Yeah, you could at least did that. You know what I'm saying?
You're not going to get it back anyway.
Like $600, I'm like, man, if you ask me.
That was a slap in the face.
It was a slap in the face, a kick in the butt.
Distasteful.
Yeah, it was all bad to me, if you ask me. Like, okay, man, I know that there are certain things that need to happen within this country. I know there are certain things that need to happen with parts of the United States out of the country. So I do understand that. But what I don't understand is that you guys can decide what we should live off of when we are the actual ones walking and these shoes.
And y'all still living very comfortably, driving in limos and still living the everyday life before the COVID even hit.
Yeah.
Y'all still living y'all life.
Still great.
Yeah,
Everything
still great.
is still great. You just had to put on the mask when you go to work. You know, like, now, when you get down to it, I certain things I do understand. You know what I'm saying? Some things are critical, some things are sensitive, and some things, you know, you pay no never mind to. Like, it'll just blow over. But as far as, like, all these people losing their jobs, all these people,
crazy.
You know, they lost their unemployment for a little bit, I heard. I don't know if it's true or not, because I'm not getting it.
They're still backed up. It's still,
Exactly.
people still got claims going. New people still starting new claims because, like you said, people are losing their jobs. I hear the numbers on the news, and I'm looking like, where are y'all doing these surveys and taking these numbers from? Because it can't be from where I'm from and what I'm hearing. Are y'all tracking? Are y'all putting your feet to the street? Because I don't think they do.
I don't think
they're not treading. They're not getting these numbers off of real life, actual people.
You got to. I mean, that's the only way, you know. Because if you
I know 10 people right now that been on unemployment since and had good jobs and still struggling and still ain't got a job.
Exactly.
And still have to provide for their family. And they always have work.
Always.
Crazy.
I want to say it's sensitive, but it's not sensitive. Like I said, I'm gonna just tell the truth, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the whole system is breaking down, and they're trying to find a way to repair it. Well, you can't. If a foundation of a home is irreparable, you tear it down and build a new one. That's what I say. And I think the people in that house, in the Congress, the Senate, you know, everybody's dealing with that, knowing that the foundation has cracked. It is getting filled up with problems, getting filled up with debt. It's getting overwhelming even to those guys in there because there's so many things I know. There's so many things that you guys have to look at and have to take in consideration. But what keeps a country going is the people that are in the country, not the politicians. Not the cops, not the president. It's the people in the country.
People
is
in the
what
press.
make the country grow, remain stable, or remain functional. You know, that's what I'm looking at. I'm an Aquarius. I'm legit. I'm on logistics. I'm sorry, but I'm legitimately saying is what you guys are looking at. Y'all probably looking at the wrong thing. Y'all probably looking at something that don't need to be fixed and trying to fix it. Because you really need to fix all the people's problems, you know. If you don't know, ask. Don't ask just one or two people. This is a country. Ask at least 100,000 people. That's not even 10% of the population in this country. Just ask 100,000 people, and if 70% of those people are saying the same thing, it's a 90% chance that 65 to 75% of the country is feeling the same way. Everybody's not a millionaire. Everybody's not even a thousandaire. You know, it's only people that's only getting a certain amount of money, only dealing with a certain amount of things. Like, you got rent that increases every year because of property taxes that get raised because of something that's been built in a certain zoning area of that city. So when you think about all those things that go up, you're like, what's going on? Just like when it comes to like, when you build strip malls out there in cornfield areas, that's probably why wheat goes up, which makes bread, any bread products, dough, stuff like that, it just gets increased. But one thing that doesn't increase is people's pay wages. You know, that don't increase well enough to catch up with the economy that we are struggling to
The minimum
fix.
wage haven't went up since 2016. I wonder why we in 2021. It's still $9 an hour here.
I'm still trying to figure out what can you possibly live on with $9 an hour job.
In 2016, you couldn't live off of $9.
Man,
and we didn't have all of this going on. You couldn't.
In 2012, you couldn't live off of $9. I don't know nobody that did.
I was struggling, but thank God I got it in my blood. It's in me and not on me. You know what I'm saying? I can't. You gotta figure out ways, and that's why I understand sometimes why people be so hungry, because the struggle is so real, the pressure is so real, the damage in how you look at your kids or your family or just yourself, and just the pressure just eat you alive. You want to do anything for that almighty dollar. You could be the person never had a bad record, never harmed a fly, and what's going on right now make you want to hold a bank up. You don't even care. Just bring the bank out, tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
I want the big vault in the back. I don't want these money in the front. Drop that die pack, take that on out.
I don't know, man, the pins, man, you know what I'm saying? The pins.
People can't even buy their Depends. They got elderly out here struggling.
Yeah.
Then it's like, I was watching the news the other day, it's like, y'all doing secret drive-ups and giveaways, and don't nobody know about it, but only certain circles of people. Like, everybody is struggling, all type of races, colors, and creeds. It's just not black people, it's just not
I ain't never seen
Mexicans,
them
all
pull
that.
up in no projects and do that.
None of that, that's what I'm saying. It's certain people doing certain stuff, but then, like I said, everybody's struggling.
Exactly.
And then also, why is it all these certain rules and regulations you gotta have just to get food stamps, or just to get some milk, or just to get a pantry? Everybody's struggling.
Well, I'm gonna just be honest with you, somebody messed that up, and it was probably a long time ago when I was just a youngin', or I was still, you know, as we wanna call it,
These kids
swimming
be
in the sack.
hungry. These kids be hungry, and right now, like you said, no, it's a lot of people not working. There's a lot of people only getting $200-300 in food stamps. A lot of people that got a family of 5 or 4 because their mom might work, but she got kids, so she getting food stamps, but she not getting enough to feed her kids because they thinking she making enough at her job, but she only making $11.50. But like you just said, your rent over $600.
Yeah.
You still gotta clothe your kids. You don't get vouchers. Food stamps can't buy clothes.
None of that.
You can't do nothing with that.
You can't do nothing.
So there she goes. She's struggling. So what's she gonna do? She gotta she gotta figure it out.
Yeah.
And that's a tough decision to try to figure it out with yourself. And like you said, it could be a mom, a dad, and just 2 kids.
That's it.
And 2 kids. And you know how people always, you know, they got all those kids over there. No, a lot of people don't have a lot of kids.
Not no more.
Not,
and there's a lot of people that's not like, man, I'm
a lot of people, and a lot of people, children are older, preteens, young adults, and they're not at home as much eating, and parents are still struggling.
Yeah, I don't get that part. It's a lot of stuff.
How you expect your kids to go to college and all this is going on top of trying to figure it out, but you want your kid, you beat this in their head to have a education because that's what you need to be successful. And look at our world.
You have to keep everything flowing.
And look at our world.
It's not good.
We watching people that's so successful had a whole capital tore down and out here slapping us in the face with $600 stimulus checks.
And before some of you people sit up there and say it's worse in other countries, let's get this out the way. Let's be clear, and I'm gonna tell the truth. I don't live there. I understand what's going on over there, but if we are focusing on where we at.
Tell the truth.
You know, like when some people say this is what I just don't like it. When some people say, "Yo, my house is bad, man. I got this. I got termites. You got roaches. You got bad plumbing. It's always a leak in the roof." You know, the other person will say, you should be thankful that you even have a house. There's some people that don't have houses. Y'all need to stop that, man, because you're making people focus on something that make it comfortable for them to accept what they have. That is not the way this is supposed to go. Not in my eyes. In my eyes, it's supposed to be somebody that's supposed to be like, hey, if your house is bad, you know, I can help you fix it. Because if you got a house and the other person doesn't have a house, I don't know whose problem that is. Is it yours, or you the one that's supposed to just be like,
killing
look,
me. That kills me.
I'm blessed. At least I'm blessed to have a house.
How you got your 2 cents and you ain't even got 2 cents and got a house?
That's what I'm saying, though.
That's a lot of people's problem.
Like those people that don't have houses, man.
That's called jealousy, envy,
It's
greed.
opportunities out there for you to go get that. So I don't even want to hear all that talking about, you know, hey, at least you should be thankful you got this. You should be thankful you got that. Mm-hmm. I'm like, once upon a time, somebody told me, if you ain't focused on you, don't focus on nobody else until you're focused on yourself. Right now, if you...
Self-love, the best
you got to love yourself. If you don't love and your surroundings have something to do with it. Mm-hmm. So if you don't like your house, it makes you look at what am I doing in my life. It makes you forcing yourself to hate yourself because of the way you're living. That you don't have to be comfortable with that. That's me, in my opinion, though. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people gonna be discrediting it. You're like, yo, man, you don't know what you're talking about, man. You should be blessed. You blessed to have it. Nah, man. You know what I'm saying? A blessing is walking and talking and being able to grab the things to have. You know what I mean? Not just because you have it. You know what I mean? If you feel like you better than what you got right now, push yourself to go get it. And me personally, I stay away from you people that sit there and say you should be blessed to have this because some people don't got that. I'm not worried about those people. I'm worried about myself. You know what I mean? That's how you grow. That is the only way you grow. You cannot grow looking and worried about somebody else. Because when you sit up there, take your shirt off your back to put on somebody else's, you know what they gonna do? They gonna treat their shirt like crap. It's gonna be raggedy, and then on top of that, they gonna want to give it back. So you gotta think about what you're saying to other people. You're trying to force them to be comfortable in a situation that they're not comfortable in. So stop telling them that they're blessed to have certain things when they know in their heart that they should have more. I ain't saying be greedy, no. I'm saying push for your comfort.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, right?
Push for your
whatever
comfort
you want,
level.
how you want to become there. Yeah.
I ain't mean to rant on like that, but I'm just being honest for you people to sit up there and be like, it's a blessing, you should have that. Nah, man, if that person is uncomfortable or not satisfied, let them evolve. Stop cutting them limbs off of their tree and let it grow.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing.
True.
You know what I'm saying? We are straight all the way off from the situation, man.
I mean, it did go, you know, it went down. That's still going to the stimulus and all of that. That's how you know, like you said, a lot of people had plans for that money. A lot of people thought it was going to be like the first round. A lot of people thought they were going to be able to do something different or maybe.
Because you can make things happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
it is what it is, you know.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I think, to me personally, man, you know what I'm saying, maybe a lot of people did start making certain things happen. And it was like, whoa, I think we gave them too much. Because
a lot of people around the world have their own entrepreneur, their own business, their own boss. A lot of people have not returned back to their jobs if they were offered their jobs back. A lot of people are making more money sitting at home doing what they were doing.
Yeah.
Why the jobs kicked you out the door because of all this COVID-19 and all this stuff going on, this pandemic.
Yes.
I wouldn't go back to work either if I'm making money and I started my own business.
Yeah, if I started my own business.
You found your worth. I think, like I said, it had some pros and cons. This whole pandemic had pros and cons.
Yes, it did.
But it brought out a lot of people that got to spend time with their family and a lot of things that you could be able to do and learn and didn't know that you could do and develop things.
Possibly some new element of surprise out there, like more entrepreneurs. Because it is a lot of people. It is. That transition from what you was doing to something new, it has been a lot of that, including myself. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to just transition, you know? So even though some of those people out there, they be like, you should be blessed that you still have a house, you should be blessed that you still have a job. I'm like, you guys don't understand change and don't even recognize it when it comes.
Nobody like change, but it comes and it makes you, sometimes it make you.
The thing about people, I know what you mean. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
It makes you.
The thing about people, I'm sorry.
It just make you feel out of body. I feel out of body. Even if it's a good change. Like sometimes I could call my mom and be like, oh yeah, you know, it could be good news, but it's a change in the situation. And I could be calling my mom and me looking at it, I'm happy, but at the same time, I'm like, dang, I don't want to do that. Yeah. And then I'll talk to my mom and she'll be like, girl, that's a good thing. You know, you whatever what's set on your lap, you gonna accomplish that. You're gonna eat it. You're gonna devour it. You're gonna conquer it. You're gonna take it down. So, like you said, change is change, and everybody go through it.
Yeah, but the thing about when it comes to change, a lot of people hate it. I'm like, hey, the sun don't shine every day.
It doesn't, because it's not shining today.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Sometimes you need a little bit of rain. You know, sometimes you need a little bit of cloudy and cold weather. You know what I'm saying? It's all balance. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's all balance. I'm speaking on logistics. Right now, if you had so much good in the world and not enough bad, you know, it's not going to balance itself out. That's why certain people do good things for the community, good things for their family, other families, and then there's other people who are the exact opposite. But if you have a certain, like on that Libra scale, if you got a certain amount of people, like a lot of this, more people doing good. So look at this scale. or you have more people doing bad. Look at the scale. It's uneven, it's unbalanced. And that's not just for here in the city, in the country, in the world, man. That is a universal trait. That is a universal thing, because you got to have balance in order to keep things stable. And right now, a lot of things are not stable, you know, because there's no balance. That's what it is. It's too much of something, and somebody knows, but they're not saying anything. That's why it's probably a lot of pandemic and everything that's going on around the world right now, because there is not balance. There's not balance nowhere around.
Well, we're glad y'all tuned in. We got to wrap this on up. I'm Fast T 2 times.
Yeah, and I'm the yard, you know what I'm saying? But once again, I hate when I ran off like that. 'Cause, you know, I try to talk about something, but, you know, it always leads to something different, you know what I'm saying? But I just want you people to sit up there and be aware and realize what's going on. That's all we're trying to say, man. I had to tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? If you got anything you want to say, I'm going to tell you like I say every time. Tell the truth, omaha@gmail.com. Tell me what you do and don't like. I'm going to send a shout out to you. And if you tell me something that you don't like, that I hate the way you do this and do that, I'm going to say your name and I'm going to tell you how I feel. Believe that.
Yeah.
I ain't playing. Peace out, y'all.
We out.